What's up, guys? It's been way too long. I have a crazy game to show you. If you'll notice at the bottom of the screen, I'm up near to 1600. I actually passed it. I got to the highest rating I've ever had, 1612 or 15, I can't remember. And many good games were played on the day that I passed 1600 for, I believe, the second time, maybe the third. But this last game I played, by no means, by no stretch of the imagination, was it the best. But it was pretty entertaining, and it made me make a loud noise. So let's check it out, and then I believe we're gonna take some time to try and get past the 1600 goal again. Tadeusz Browerek, yeah, I'm not even going to try, from Poland. This was a rating after I beat him. Okay, maybe I should not say that I beat him, but anyways, now that the cat's out of the bag. Anyways, you won't believe that I'm going to beat this guy. Believe me, you will not. Carl Khan, and he trades, and then we have this kind of scenario to where basically he's not letting me develop my light squared bishop, because everywhere that it goes, it'll be taken except for right here, which is just, e6 is really not a good square. I'm waiting for this click off. Yeah, okay, there's a pop-up. So I develop. He goes here, just being very solid. I've played against this many times. It's got to be like theory or something, because I've played this against this exact variation. Really shutting down a lot of White's play. This game is going to look bad if I do it with game review. So if you want a game review to figure out the best moves, do that on your own time. The bar said I shouldn't have locked in my own bishop there, apparently. It might have been one of the positions where it tells me to go to knight h6. But, I'll figure that out in a minute later. But so I decided to fianchetto. Here I come with the idea of taking here. He blocks the pin, so it doesn't work anymore. And yeah, so I make a mistake here. I'll be honest with you, I was eating soup whenever I was playing this game, because I wanted to get one last game in because I'm addicted. But I think it's alright. I don't feel bad about it. But yeah, I wanted to get one last game in, and what I did not account for is that, okay, so he takes my queen, I take the queen back, but then he takes my knight back, and none of his pieces are hanging. So he ends up a knight up, and I end up with a pawn for that, knight. So this is bad. And I just go here, and he's up 3 points advantage. 3.1 it says. Basically that accounts for the piece. Piece is worth 3 points. Pretty simple. And from here, I decide that the next 18 minutes of my life is going to be a huge headache. But I also decide that my only way of winning this game is to try and keep my pieces on the board, try and play positionally, and try to play with my pawns and get him into bad situations with my pawns. This is a lot of shuffling. I can't get rid of my pieces. We'll just trade into an endgame that I'm down on material. I actually mess up at one point, and I lose my D pawn. So right here, I should have not relinquished coverage of the bishop. The D pawn. I do that. Lose another pawn. Now I'm down 3.5 points of material. Felt like I had to trade at that point, but I do have a pawn that's pretty far into his position. And, making more mistakes. I do this, and I realize, I didn't even realize until I did it that this literally trades the rooks. I have nothing here. I am down 5.3 evaluation. I have nothing here. Except for an E-pawn on the third rank. He takes another pawn. He threatens with check to trade my knight, and I go here. Which is not even like pressing, but it's hope chess. Okay. So he goes here. I move my knight in. He goes here. Then I take, which is a free knight. He takes here. I take. He takes. I take. And he pushes the wrong pawn. Whatever pawn he pushed right there. Because, you know, I can go 2 squares. My pawn has not moved yet. Whatever pawn he pushes right there has to be the one to queen. And I would imagine it would have had to been I don't know. I'll look at the game review. One of these pawns, but the problem is that like if I queen like 2 moves, if I queen before he ever gets a queen, we get a problem. Right now I queen with check. And because of his pawns literally acting as a tomb for his own queen, or his own king. Tomb of King, that was a local band I used to play with. Maybe I should like make merch about that. No, anyways, this is just me. Crazy. Yeah, I got a free one there. Yeah, I hate when people do that to me. I got a free one there. I had some green tea, so I still got a lot of energy. What are we at? We're at 7 minutes. We're going to play a rapid game. Stick around. Like and subscribe, like, you know. It's completely free to do, and it really helps me out. See if we can get past the 1600. We have to play the Carl Khan. I got to practice other things, but at this level, I can't just, like, play things I don't play normally. That won't work out well. Not at 1600, but it definitely means that I need to make changes. Yep, we're just going to play like this. We're going to play like this. Okay. We just got to do our typical structure. He doesn't have anything particularly pressing, but neither do I at this point. So the question is G6 or F5 with my knight. I'm going to say G6 because this is not falling anytime soon. This is a very solid way of playing for white. I'm actually going to opt... what should I do? I'll come here. I do like, you know, lining up and focusing on this, if nothing, just to keep some kind of attack, you know, idea going, but we're gonna go here. I can move this pawn first anyways, and that's always gonna be fine. Let's go at castle. I'm gonna castle, but this kind of looks scary, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I should take the time to do this. I feel like I should, because like in positions like these, like feel like this will end up allowing me to get a bishop for a knight. That's crazy. You know, taking this pawn honestly could be probably alright, but we're going to do this. Now he has a bishop that is on the same color complex as all his pawns, so that can't be too bad for me. Let's get the rook on the c file. Okay. I would have the tactic of doubling my rooks and trying to take on c1, but his bishop is also there, so I'm not going to try that. Why don't we just go f4, or sorry, f5. I don't know, that doesn't look quite right. Gotta be smarter about that. We're gonna just play it slow. I do have to make up time on the clock. That seems kind of bad for him. I think I'm gonna potentially try and open the E file. This seems like an alright move. Truthfully. B5. Okay. He literally has everything aimed at that square right now, so I don't think we can do that. I potentially could come in with this. This is hanging. Okay, so he's trying to kind of get me pushed back a little bit. All right. The e-pawn is well defended, so I'm all right with this. I still don't really see any problems. I don't like the pressure, but should I take here? Or push? I'm gonna push. All right, we're gonna double on the C file. Just lost a pawn. He's kinda really trying to cook me here. I feel like I just literally just have to trade my queen and just be down a pawn in down 4 minutes. No longer going to try and play on the C file. I'm never as good on the laptop like after I haven't played on the laptop in a while, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, I figured at some point you would start coming in with that. Okay, so he's probably going to take en passant, and that's fine with me. Okay. We're going to try and set up tactics here. This is tough. If he takes, rook checks are incoming. Queen's about to be, or my king's about to be the MVP. Yeah, I mean, guy's cooking me. Like, let's be honest. If he doesn't do anything and I go here, he can't attack me on the h4 square. So he's thanking for what seems like the first time in this game, so that's nice. How's everybody doing? How is life? How is chess? How's everybody's ratings? If you watch this video and you're anything you like about it, please tell me. It'd make my day. Yeah, he's really thinking hard on this one. Time lead is down to 2 minutes. If I could get equal on time, like, and we scramble, I won't feel bad about that at all. Yeah, he just played a good attacking game, but it didn't work out, you know. He got a better position, but, like, he didn't... I'd say I've been outplayed a decent amount. All right, minute and 22nd. More time than me. I should have probably moved my king over at some point to avoid the pin, because like I did something to get out of it once and then he. But you know that's a tough situation. There's been times where I needed to get my pieces in to help me whenever whenever he was going to take on h6 with the bishop because of the queen pin. All right, yeah, queen pin, right? Not king pin, right? We are almost at the same amount of time. This is crazy to me, honestly. Like, clearly he's not thinking about his time. That, or like he just had to like go get something that was catching on fire on his stove. Because now I'm up on time. That's crazy. We just sat here for 3 minutes waiting for him to move. An extremely pivotal point in this game. And now he's up upon, and that is not a huge advantage for a time scramble. My air conditioner finally shut off in case I'm crisp clear. Crisp clear. I need to get a boom stand to get this mic closer to my mouth. Okay, now we're up 40 seconds. This is crazy. Like, I'm starting to wonder, like, really, like, is like, usually you can tell if the internet's not working. Like, it says that. It says reconnecting, but does this dude, like, know that he has a winning move somewhere? Or, like, is he very confident about it? Like, it would be stupid to play like that. So, hopefully not. Jorah 23. So, like, the little yellow mark on the check on the red, white, and blue flag here, it's Philippines. Okay, that's what I thought. If there's no yellow mark right there, it's Czech Republic, but there might be a difference in, like, red might be on top or something like that. Curious. I'll have to check that out sometime. And now I'm just like a minute and 20 seconds up. This is crazy. I am being handed a game right now. Like, you're probably thinking that like I like messaged this guy on the line and threatened his family if he doesn't let me win. I promise that's not what I do. That was a joke, like that I would even, yeah. Obviously, I don't have to promise that. That's crazy. But dude, what is this guy doing? People at this level, I'm pretty sure, don't like to give away their rating just for nothing. I think the guy's just like, this has happened before. This is crazy. Yeah, I mean, extremely anticlimactic, but I mean, this is what people do when they're dead lost. And they just, like, out of spite, they just want to time you out. I have no explanation for this. Oh, well. I mean, you get to sit here and listen to me talk, I guess. Except for you'd be sitting where you're at. I'm sitting here. Yeah, like, I mean, like, there's nothing that could happen here to where I would lose this game at this point, I don't think. No clue what could ever make that happen. Guy just decided he wasn't going to play. Maybe he fell asleep. Alright, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I'm glad this is not the first time I've been to 1600. That'd be very anticlimactic. But here we are. Woo! 1600! Not going to analyze this game. I'm just going to put it in the past. Alright, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good night. And hope to be hearing from you. Comment, like, subscribe. See you later.